Hi guys, it's your girl Xee and Cyn, and we're back with another one for you today. And today we're reacting to 10 ways to spot an American abroad. I know, right? We're getting this one from Walter's World. We're going to get right into this one.
Mm-hmm.
You know a way how to spot an American abroad? If you see an American, if you go somewhere and you spot somebody, or you just see a line of people, can you tell who is an American from who is not?
You can usually tell
How?
demeanor and just the entitlement. Sorry. I said the entitlement and the loudness. Speak on the phone. Hello? What'd you say? What'd you say? Speaker and all. Disrupting society with your phone call.
Wow, I didn't expect it to
I'm
go
guilty
there.
of that.
I didn't expect it to go there. Jeez. Let's get into this video. I'm not going to tell you how I spot them, but yes, she said it all. Here we go right about this.
Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Walter's World, and I am an American. Though I'm going to guess you probably already figured that out. And today's video is basically the things that give you away as an American tourist when you travel in Europe. And the thing is, I'm going to start with this one, and it's usually that you hear us before we get there. Look, Americans are loud. Now, we're not trying to be loud. We're just loud and boisterous people. We love life. We want to talk and share and just be loud. That's what Americans are. And when you go around and you travel, you hear us first. Now, we're not the only loud country out there. I'm talking to you, Spain. I'm talking to you, Italy. I know you're loud as well. But that's one of those things. People hear us coming before we're there. And here's another thing. They also see a part of us before they see all of us. Like when I walk into a room, usually it's my tummy that comes in first. Yes, we Americans tend to be a bit...
No, he did not just say that. Walter, I love you. I like that. You do not care. You are bold in what you say. And you're like going to be fun of the joke. I can't believe you see my tummy first.
Listen, I didn't see that coming. I swear. I did not see that coming. That's messed up. But it's the truth.
The beer belly first. You see that first coming?
It is the truth, though, Sid.
It is.
Dang, he's like, you spot it from afar.
Yep.
On the husky side, hey, but don't worry, Europeans are getting fatter too, so they're catching up little by little. Ha-ha! No, but honestly, usually Americans, we are a bit huskier. We're a bit bigger boned, let's say, a bit tummier, right? And so that's another way that people say, oh, Americans are there. They got the big old booties, right? So there is that. Now, another thing that I think maybe relates to that is the clothing we wear. Because American style and European style are very different. And the thing is, when you go around Europe, there's very much different styles. Like I'm here in Stockholm, and you think they never saw any bright colors. Everything is like a beige or a gray or a black or a white. Like it's very solid colors kind of stuff, but not flashy colors. But I think there's kind of three things in terms of clothing that give us away. One, baseball caps. Now, I know when I talk about baseball caps, I get these people from the UK and the Netherlands. We wear baseball caps all the time. I'm like, no, you wear New York Yankees hats. If it's New York Yankees baseball cap, that could be a European. But Americans, we wear baseball caps all the time. Like I have friends I've known for 20 years. I have never seen them without a baseball cap on. No joke. When I see them, they take it off. I'm like, oh my God, you're not bald? I thought you wore a hat because you were bald. I had no idea. Americans love their baseball caps. And when it's spun backwards, 100% American, okay? Now, I know some younger people in Europe or people doing exercise do use caps, baseball caps in Europe, but it's nowhere near the numbers like in the U.S. So all those are going to comment that we wear them all the time in Europe. Not like in the U.S. Not like in the U.S. But that's one of the things, like being baseball cap. Another kind of clothing choice.
That is true. And we were just talking about that yesterday. I almost said our boys. I don't have a son, but my younger brother and her son are into hats. It starts young, and they can't let that
We
go.
literally was talking about it yesterday. I'm
Get
like,
them more hats because they love hats.
they're into hats. I'm like,
Yes.
what's going on? But I thought he was going to say, you'll see them in slacks, like the women in leggings everywhere.
Leggings.
Yeah, because I'm like, yoga pants. And I'm like, what? He didn't say that. I'm like, oh, okay, I was expecting that. Because that's how you spot it in America. They put that on to go everywhere. Formal, even in a formal setting, I'm like, jeez.
I think because it's comfortable for most many Americans. They're just like the comfortability.
You
comfortability. I can't even say it. Comfortability.
You don't even dress like that.
Me? No, you got. There are days where you're like, okay, wear some sweats, that's fine. But some days look good. Because when you saw that video, all the Europeans were looking good. They're going to work.
That's what I'm saying. They look
They look
nice. I don't care. It's just plain old colors.
Mhm.
It just, to me, just look elegant.
But here you see people go into the store in their pajamas. Yesterday, I saw a woman in her robe,
Yeah,
guy.
it's
Her
a
robe.
Pet peeve
Outside clothes.
of mine. Cynthia knows this.
Mhm.
Don't go outside in your PJs.
No.
Please don't do
Don't
it.
get with your outside clothes on my bed.
Cynthia, don't even go that far.
She would take off the sheets and what?
I don't play. How dare you? Not even.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Not even. If you sit on my chair when she tell her, I wipe them chairs down.
Cuckoo. Just kidding. I'm just teasing you.
Did you just call me cuckoo?
OCD, that's all it is. A little bit
It's
OCD.
not.
I'm just teasing.
I have these kids, and even
Yeah.
if I don't have the kids, because
They still get sick, yeah.
that's how he is.
Yeah.
Are those kids still in school clothes? I say, yeah, because we're going back through the door. I'm gonna wipe the chair off. He's like, okay, please remember to. I'm like, really? Like, really? I'm like, because as my kids know, you
Mhm.
walk in, strip.
Yes.
Get off them clothes. Don't go on the sofa. Wash as you walk
Wash your
in,
hands.
strip, wash your hands.
Yeah.
Changing clothes. You can't be sitting in the sofa and sitting, going in a room and sitting in the bed, and you have. I tell my kids, because I realize it's an American thing. When kids bring kids home, let me show you my bedroom.
Yeah, for what? Sorry. Like, for what?
It's an American thing.
Why are you going in your bed? I remember her second, well, her entire friend to my house. Her oldest like, can you give us a tour of your house? Shut! I'm like, no, she was shocked. I was not expecting to ask for a tour.
My 14-year-old was like,
He's like, oh, okay.
he's like, aw. And I'm like, no.
You gotta love Sean.
I'm like, no, Sean. I said, and I'm flushing when he said it because she was, and I'm flushing. I'm like, this boy just asked her. Because our house, to me, is a little bit different. Because from the moment somebody pull up at my house, they're normal. Like, can I get a tour? It's normal because they're like, oh, you have a, yeah, whatever. We're not gonna get to do that. But I'm like, sure, you know. But for him, first time going to her house, he'd be like, I didn't even ask her a tour. It was my first time.
I was like, no, that's weird. We don't give toys back home. You just sit down in the living room.
You don't even go. You can't even open somebody's fridge. Don't you dare go in somebody's house.
I feel uncomfortable opening someone's fridge. I just meant you open your fridge. Oh hell
That's,
no!
that's
Sorry.
disrespectful.
That is.
And you said, guys, we'll go on and on with this. Somebody just walk in your house and walking in with their shoes.
Oh Lord, walk on your carpets with the outside shoes, and you just. My younger brother did this once with his friend because he's like, I didn't want to tell him to take off his shoes. I'm like, went up the stairs with his dirty. But then kids like
kids. My kids know the rule. Down to baby Araya will look at you and say, your shoes is on the mat. Take it off. Take it off. Don't put your shoes on the mat. That's not for your shoes. And she'll, mommy, he put his shoes on the mat. I'm like, yeah, we're going to have to change it. It's that simple. You can't do that. Let's continue with chat.
I see is athleisure. Now, you'll see in Europe, people do wear, gym clothes and athleisure clothes, but that's because they're going to the gym or coming back from the gym. Whereas Americans, we sometimes wear the athleisure clothes as our actual clothes. Like these are our pants, these are our shirts. And that is one of those things you kind of see different. And then another one that gives it away is actually shoes. Now you think with how everybody loves shoes around the world that we all have the same kind of shoes. No, you get a little different kinds of shoes when you travel and how people wear them and where they wear them and how they don't want to crease them. I think the don't crease thing is pretty international. But I have students, when I take them around the world, they literally go to look at the shoe stores here to get different types of shoes because there is a difference. And continuing on with the kind of clothing giving it away, it's not just the clothing styles and the things we're wearing, but it's also the sizing of the clothes. Now, the fit of the clothes, which kind of goes into the number 2 I talked about our tummies coming in. You'll notice Americans tend to wear more baggier clothes, less fitting clothes. That's why when you come here and you want to buy your wardrobe, you're like, why is it so tight in the arms? Why is it always this slim fit butt thing? Like, do they have no butts in Europe? Not really. But you notice that Americans didn't have baggier clothes. We just have a baggier fit on our stuff. And that kind of gives us away. Now, next I have a low.
Walter, you're coming in strong, brother. I did not just say that. Do they have butts? Not really. They don't have.
They said, "But them flat."
Front,
It's
the
like
front's
flat.
back and the back is flat. Both is flat.
That's messed up.
I was not expecting. What?
But it's true.
It,
If you ever notice here, they do try to dress with more room in their clothes because
yes, we don't want it to like toe tight on you. They
but
don't,
not,
Americans
it's
don't
not
like
even that. Even though Americans, they always have this little legs, big. the way they shape is weird to me.
Mm.
It's not necessarily flat. It's always this bare belly, skinny legs.
Oh God.
And I'm like, don't you see yourself? You're like, why your pants is so tight on the bottom and loose on the top, or loose on the bottom and suck to the guys? I can't talk. I'm chunking myself. I'm just saying it. They stand up for real.
Yeah, I can see what you mean, but yeah, I see. Yeah, I like starting to picture them.
I'm like,
yeah.
do you look in the mirror?
I want to talk about it about athleisure wear. A lot of Americans do wear that, especially now. I've heard at the clubs, people are wearing that Lululemon at the club. Like people are just wearing some really weird stuff, but it's very normal. I swear, like every TikTok video I see of an American, they're always in their leggings with their trackers, those like the top, the whole entire set.
Yeah.
Like this like athleisure wear. It's cute. I'm not gonna lie, it's cute, but it's like an everyday thing. I'm like, there's no breaks, there's no jeans, no dresses, nothing.
Listen, I have to look a certain way depending on where I'm going. I don't wear makeup on a whole. But if I'm going out, I'm putting makeup on because I will not look the same way that you see me yesterday. And I don't understand how people pat on all this makeup every day, but when it's time to go out, like to a formal setting or a wedding or wherever, it's a special occasion, you look the same way as if you were going to the store. I can't stand it. I don't get it. I'm like, yeah, guys.
Key way. It's kind of like the counting thing in Inglourious Bastards, because Germans say 3 like this and Americans say 3 like this. Well, this one is utensil usage.
Oh.
How do you hold your fork and knife? In America, you have your fork and knife and you cut with your knife and then you switch your fork to the other hand and then you have your fork and then you pick it up and take a bite. Then you switch it back to cut. A lot of places in Europe, you had the fork and knife, you cut and eat, and you just kind of like shovel the food in that way without switching the hands. So that's one of those little, like, if you want to be a little espionage CIA kind of thing, that'll give it away. Now I have a couple annoying habits that Americans have that kind of give us away. One, we really love our phones. Like, people in Europe use their phones all the time, but I notice with American travelers, we are much more attached to our phones. It's like, I sleep next to you. You're my little sweetheart. I love you so much. Don't let anything happen to you. Like, we love our phones. But where I really see it is when people are eating dinner or lunch or at breakfast at the hotel, you'll see the Americans will be on their phones all the time. When they're going around, they're on their phone. And the thing is, Europeans, they get on their phones too, but not at the same extent as you see Americans. So that's one of those things you notice. Also, if everybody has an iPhone, good chance it's Americans, because in Europe, they don't just got iPhones. They get a little bit of something else. Now, the other kind of annoying giveaway.
Yeah. Americans love their eye products.
Yeah.
You can't take that from them. For them, it's the it.
Yes.
iPhones, eye products. I gotta be honest. I'm not an Android. I'm not those kind of other phone. I'm an iPhone for phone.
Yeah, for phone, yes, iPhone.
I'm sorry. It just gives you a range, and we're not getting into that. But he's right. They're always on their devices. They're always, it doesn't matter, even if they're having a conversation, the phone is there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep.
When you
That's
think
true.
about it, I'm like, jeez. And when he said something about the etiquette, where you hold
Yes.
it, it's true. We switch or we put the knife down until we need to use it again.
Yeah.
We don't normally keep it in the no, we
don't.
switch over.
I
Put it
just
back
put
to
it
the
down.
right.
Yeah, put it down. And I hold my fork on my left hand side and the knife on my right hand.
Yeah.
That's for me because it just works better. I can't do it the other way.
That's how I do it too.
Yeah, and I just eat it and I put the fork down once I'm done cutting what I need to cut.
You put the knife down
Or
and flip over my knife to my right hand.
Mm-hmm.
My fork, and eat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. That's
For Americans is the complaining.
Oh.
When Americans complain that they didn't get what they want, or things aren't just like it's at home, or why can't I pay in dollars, the kind of whiny complaining that's one of those kind of giveaways. You know, whether it's I can't believe the line we have to do at the Eiffel Tower, or are the Germans always like this? Why don't they come take my order? Like the little kind of complaininess. I mean, all tourists complain to their extent, but Americans seem to be more vocal with it because we're just more vocal people. And I think that's another thing I should say in terms of a difference is we just are like more voracious. We're more talkative. We're more out there, but also we're more oversharing. Americans, you meet us, we'll start talking to you, be like, oh, how was your day, sir? It was fantastic, but then I got a bunion on my foot, but this is so great. My grandpa was from Sweden, and he told me about the motherland. It's so good to be back. And then, do you think my beard's coming in okay? Like, Americans will just share and share and share. Like, oh, and then Nancy down the street, she fell and broke her hip. And your waiter's like, did you want dessert? And that's just one of the things. It's one of the sweet things about Americans where you notice they just overshare on things. And they don't do it.
That is so true. It's annoying. Someone you just mentioned the whole life business, tell you their neighbor's business, their dog's business, everybody's business,
kids' business.
Especially the kids.
I can't get over that one.
No,
I still cannot get used to it. And I've been here umpteen years.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot get. You don't know me from Adams. Mm-hmm. We just met in the queue, waiting to go to the teller or waiting my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, how are you? What a sweet baby. Yeah. How many kids you have? I'm like, and the list, and she's like, oh, I have one daughter. She has 3 kids. Oh, she was married twice. She's living in another state. She had a miscarriage. I'm like, what in God's green? Oh, my husband. And I heard 2 women the other day. We're standing in line. Guys, I gotta give you this one. Standing in line and they're talking, and I'm in Burlington trying to get out. You know how the line can belong in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, these 2, and I'm all the way maybe 5-6 persons back, and they're at front, and they're talking about. And this one is like, oh, my daughter loves shoes. And then this lady was like, oh, I'm in here to get some things for my grandkids. And she's like, oh, yeah, I've been married for 32 years. And she's like, oh, God bless you. I've been divorced 10 years. I mean, these ladies just met each other. And she's like, oh, so you can tell when you're married 32 years that husband have the handbag. And she's like, yeah, my husband is loving. And then she's like, oh, my daughter just got married, but then she got a divorce. And I'm like, oh, my God.
All unnecessary. Really
I don't know what is going on with these 2 women, and everybody in the line can hear the conversation loud, overshare, and I'm like, I'd be embarrassed if it's my mommy up there talking to somebody. My mother would never. Jamaicans don't do that, but I'm like, I don't get it.
No, I don't. You don't want to overshare just in general, like you just
don't. It don't make no sense.
It doesn't.
In a bad way, just how they are. And as sweet as we are, we do have one kind of mistake that gives us away, and that is the not even trying to speak the foreign language. Like, I'm here in Sweden, so I at least know tuck, which is thank you. A lot of Americans just start right off in English, and it kind of puts us in a bad light because other tourists do that too from other countries. They just assume that it's an ugly American, but it's just people that actually only know English as their only other language. But yeah, that just not trying to speak a language kind of gives us a bad look. And then there's also the Swedish chef. Yes, Americans trying out the accent or the accent they think that people should have or have in the country they're visiting. Like, you come to Sweden, you can't help it. You like envision the Swedish chef. And so you want to go, you're flirty, flirty, you're flirty, 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 flirty. You want to do that. Like, they're like, oh, American, right away. Or, yes, we are going to speak the Queen's English today. Yes, could I have a spot of tea, a cuppa? like the overdoing the silly accent kind of stuff. You hear that, you're like, I'm American. It's not a bad thing. It's just one of those things. You're like, yeah, they do that sometimes.
That is so true. With Americans not wanting to, when they're visiting a new country, not all, but majority of them do not want to speak that country's language. They want to speak just in English, purely English. And the thing about that is, if you're going to a new country, someone's home, at least know a few things. You don't have to know like a full-on conversation, but like, hello, I need to see this direction. Where is the hotel? Where is this? Like having that form of, it's just a respect thing when you're in someone's country. They're not in America, where, you know, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of expected to speak on some English, you know. English is like, we speak English over here. There's some Spanish, you know, in the southern areas. But if you're going to like another country and English is not their national language, definitely like try to learn what they speak over there.
And don't try to use their accent.
No, just be yourself. It may come out funky, but just be yourself.
It may come out funky. It's coming out funky.
Yeah.
I guess that's it.
Oh, that is?
But all in all, there's nothing wrong with being an American traveling the world. We get found, we get noticed. But you know what? We have a video on how to spot Europeans when they come to the U.S. Yeah, those socks and sandals kind of give it away, my friends, and the lack of tipping. But I'll go to that in the other video. But what are ways that you can tell an American tourist when you travel, whether it's here in Europe?
Wow.
Dang.
Wow. That was kind of weird, guys, with that in the pause and that was weird. I was like, is he done or is there more that he just comes back on the screen?
Listen.
I don't know, maybe one more time.
A tidbits of Sweden.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's so beautiful. The magasin, how they say magasin, sorry. That's French. The stores.
I have nothing to say.
It just looks so nice.
I love accents. There's nothing I can do. It strip me.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I can't believe I said it out loud. It was in my brain.
I don't know what to say.
It just came out like literally when I'm thinking something.
And it sounded real like, I ain't gonna repeat it.
Wow, I can't help it. It's just something about accents, man.
And when they speak in English, it just sounds so nice.
So good.
Yeah, it's like, oh, let me listen in closely. Yeah. Will it be French?
This is so wrong.
So nice.
Listen to me. I'm flushing over there.
She's embarrassed.
That's it from the girls.
Xee and Cyn.
Crazy,
We're
guys.
out today. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking, sharing our videos and content. We have grown. Thank you guys so much. Comment below and like. Let us know what you thought of this video and how you spot American.
Yeah.
How would you?
How would you spot them? We know how we spot them.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, he brought some really good points of clothing and how we oversharing the way we talk.
And I like that he was honest. He wasn't sugarcoating it.
No.
And that's what I like.
You can't hate him for that.
He's
As
blunt.
an American, like you've seen that, like you can't be offended by that.
Yeah,
it's true.
you can't.
You can't.
It's factual. Yeah.
Well, guys, we're logging out.
Bye.
Bye.